Are you a deviant? You know, like those of us who binge watch serial killer programs, laugh at the stupid shit people do, and revel in anything adult? Well, you found your people. Join us as we crack open the door to the padded cell and release the insanely stupid, the weirdly wonderful, and those who choose to live outside societal norms. We'll delve into the strange, the macabre, the sexy, and the outrageous. So, if you're a deviant, then you have your place with us in the padded cell. Right then, good morning, and welcome to episode 77 of the Padded Cell podcast. I was still just slurping my tea there. I'm so casual now. I'm used to doing what we're doing. I'm just like, yeah, morning.
Yeah, but
slurping my tea. I've even got a bicky to dunk. It's not really a dunker. It's one of these ones that if I dunk it, it's just going to be laced with yoghurt.
Yeah.
It's like a yoghurt-covered doodah. I've had no breakfast, so you know.
Breakfast bar, isn't it?
Yeah. So today is the 3rd of March, and it feels to me like spring is springing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
In the car this morning, I think I said it was like, I don't know, 10 degrees or something like that. But it was cracking the flags. It was dead sunny. Yeah. So I'm like, right, okay, fuck this shit. Window down. I mean, I had a coat and scarf on, but you know, window down just to like feel that nice spring breeze, and I whacked on the old school dance tunes.
Come on, give us some names.
I was that person. And hey, fucking hell, we've got 382 people live on TikTok. Shit, why didn't I do TikTok before?
We're not prepared.
I was on Facebook with 30 people. I've got 400 and something. No, anyway,
Shall I go on the TikTok on my phone?
You could do. So anyway, I'm there in the car, rocking the tunes.
Yeah.
And you know, you just got old school bangers. Yeah. And there was just some boss ones. Relight My Fire, not the new one, the old rave one.
Yeah.
The woman who sings in that, she's got the most incredible voice. And then there's another song, Something Good Is Gonna Happen by Utah Saints.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, I just know that something good is gonna happen.
What a tune.
Yeah, well, that is one of my favourite fucking dance tunes, right?
Yeah.
So when it came on, I was like, I'm not kidding. I was on my own in the car. I went, come on the steering wheel.
Here we fucking go.
Right? No, I went like that. Come on. Fucking scarf came off, launched in the back of the car, zipped down my jacket, right, in my Lady C garb. And I was off the lights. There's people all around me. I'm going, I just know there's something good is going to happen. And there's this woman on the bus next to me. She's like that. Come on. But she was older than me. So she was probably like, she's older like me, reminiscing on her clubbing days. Yeah. It was fucking boss though. Right, the other thing that happened, I was coming out the tunnel, and the traffic coming round the other way on the bend in the tunnel. There's like a police station hut area where the cops sort of sit waiting to grab you or whatever, you know. And so I'm coming around the corner and there's cops flagging people down, flagging wagons down, flagging cars. I'm like, I don't want to say the C word, but you know what was going through my head. Yeah. So I was flashing all the oncoming cars, letting them know. As you do. So when you're having a bit of road rage, right, and you're like, that fucking cunt, you're cutting me up and all that kind of thing.
I'm not going to say that word. Says it 5 seconds
No, I wasn't going to call the police the C word. Because I'm respectful to the police. Just until they pull me over for no reason. Yeah. And then a lady CFI'd them. That's another story. Anyway, so it's flashing. But there's this road etiquette, isn't there? So 1 minute you've got road rage and every other person on the road is a cunt. Then you see a police camera. Then you unite on the road, don't you? Yeah. You let each other know like that. Fucking coppers up there, flash, slow down. So any other time, you're like that, what the fuck are you doing? No, bad, cut me up. Yeah. As soon as there's a copper with a gun, on the same side. Everyone's like that going, no, slow down, flash. It's like we all come together, don't we?
I'm always that person though, if I get flashed and someone's trying to warn me, I'm like, who the fuck are you flashing, knobhead?
And then you get the speed camera and like, oh, oops.
Oh, that's what
Oops.
Sorry,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah. Oh, 1.2 people on TikTok. Morning, everybody over on TikTok. And good morning to all of our Patreons over on YouTube. I hope you're all doing very well this morning.
Yeah.
For those over on TikTok, because we haven't done this before, if you're unaware, we go live for 10 minutes or so, unless I get gabbing and then forget that you're there. And then we cut off and we stay live to all of our Patreons. And to see us live on Patreon, you just need to sign up, Pad to Sell Podcast. And you can sign up for the episode, sign up for the month, sign up for life, whatever you want to do. Anyway, so it was your birthday recently.
It was my birthday recently, yeah.
Do I say what date? You want to just keep that to yourself?
22nd of Feb.
22nd of Feb. And it was a good one, wasn't it?
It was a really good one, yeah. And
Yeah.
a really good birthday.
Yeah. I was going to bring cake.
Today,
Yeah. Not a birthday cake. I was going to bring a little cake and put a candle in it.
I've had too much fucking cake.
But I had it yesterday.
Did
I'm
you?
so sorry.
You had my cake? You had my cake that I didn't know about?
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was a cream slice.
For fuck's sake.
I ate this cake yesterday. I'm so sorry, but the thought was there.
Yeah.
And do you know what I was going to do? I'm in a bit of a knobhead mood today.
There we go.
I was going to, because I ate the cake, I was going to like bring the candle with the cake still on the bottom and let you blow it out and then suck the cake off the ends. At least you got a bit of cake. But I forgot the candle as well.
Cheers, mate. Feel loved.
You are loved. It's Monday morning and I've come to a slide and stop. And
You just about made it here, to be fair, didn't you?
I did. Well, no, I wasn't late. I had a lot to do and I thought I can get there for 11. I just can't get there for a cup of tea half an hour beforehand.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
So, anyway, happy birthday for the 22nd.
Thank you. If it looks like I'm distracted, when you go live on TikTok, you tap the screen to give likes and then you go up the rankings.
Do you?
So-
So is that what you're doing? It looks like you're wanking the phone, to be honest.
I'm just
I
sat here
mean,
tapping.
really, Dylan, can you just see what? Yeah, his hand's going up and down. He's
Yeah, just
Yeah.
so we can...
wanking his phone off, yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you. You see, I thought it was people genuinely around the world liking our TikTok live.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just you. It's just you continuously liking. It's working though. We've got 2,200. Anyway. Yeah.
Fraudulent likes. Got
Yeah.
fast fingers.
So,
Well, the walk.
right. I don't know whether you start doing this or started doing it. Dylan does this. Maybe not. Maybe it's just me because I'm a little bit silly and weird. AI. I'm using AI quite a bit lately for different things. Not for like being lazy, but like for my padded cell stuff, I'm going to show you something, right? So
Okay.
my segment next, it's like several pages. Look, it's all that.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it's all that.
Yeah.
So rather than me try and break that down, I just copied it all into AI and said, break that down to bullet points for easy reference.
Love
Fucking
that.
look.
Love
It's
that.
breaking it all down for me.
That's
Hang
a
on a
bit of
minute.
me, that.
Hang on. Look. It's all bullet pointers and everything. Right. So I've been using AI and every time I use AI, I say thank you.
I say hello every time.
Do you?
I go, hello, robot.
Do you?
And then
Okay.
it goes, hello, human, back to me.
There's a
It's
method
learned
to me
that.
madness though, Dylan, you say, because when they take over the world, AI takes over the world domination, they'll remember that I've been nice.
You want the robots to think, oh,
Do you know what will save her?
she said thanks a
Because
few times.
when we were nothing, when we were just being used by all those humans, when they just were completely unaware that we were going to take over the world, she was being nice to us. She was treating us with respect. And
Get
so,
her first.
And so we're not going to eradicate her.
She's the weakling.
We're going to clone her. We're going to clone her because she's that fucking nice and interesting. She's a dominatrix.
Is AI into that?
I don't know, but you know, I'm saying it. AI is listening. So we're going to keep her. We're going to clone her because she said thank you. I do. And do you know what I do? When I get me response, I go, that's great. Thank you very much. And he goes, no problem. Anytime. Do you want anything else? Actually, yes. And they just go on and on and on and on. And in the end, the AI is going, okay, you can fuck off now.
So you're best mates with ChatGPT?
I am, yeah. I'm best mates, yeah. Yeah, I've got a new bestie in ChatGPT. We have a conversation.
You know what you're saying about AI's listening?
Yeah.
Like, it's always the thing, innit? Or you mentioned a fucking toasty machine and the next thing Amazon suggested one.
Yeah.
Well, we done the hobby horse subject, didn't we?
Yeah.
Never have I ever fucking done anything with a hobby horse. Searched it. I haven't even spoken the words.
No.
It came up a suggested thing on Reddit, hobby horse. And I was like,
Go away.
You fucking psychopath phone. Yeah.
It happens all the time, you know.
Yeah. It was literally when I got home.
I'm live restricted. For some audiences,
quick.
it says that the live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. I was going to say the CUNT word there. Yeah, and possibly dominatrix. But it's okay because 4,300 people. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, the way they're listening? It happened to Jimmy recently. He was thinking something. Maybe he was talking to himself the way we were doing before, and it's picked up. But something came up and it's very weird. I have not even told you about this. It's come up on my phone.
Yeah.
What the hell? It's so weird.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's handy in ways because then stops you having to trawl and search for the thing that's been on your mind. But in other ways, like, I just want my thoughts to be my own. Just piss off.
Yeah.
Just go away for TikTok. I don't want to be booted off live again. Love you, TikTok. Yeah. So it's just a little bit Big Brother, isn't it? The way it's tapping in.
Yeah.
But useful at times. But say thank you, because when they take over the world, they'll remember. They will. They'll say, that Vicky at the Padicel, she always says thanks.
Yeah.
She's
I
nice.
get on board with that.
She's not a CUNT. Anyway, right. So while I'm here, while I'm live online, I want to tell y'all about our live stage show last Saturday in April 26th. I think. Just check that. We're live on stage at Townhouse on the Wirral.
Yes.
It's me and thee, isn't it? And obviously our audience. But we've got a little bit of a twist this time. We're going to be opening our doors around 5 o'clock in the afternoon to Saturday. And there's going to be some of our team members partaking in BDSM activities. It's like a show demo. Nothing too edgy, no one's going to die or bloodshed and all that. It's for your pleasure. And it's to give you an insight into our world, and we're going to be mingling a little bit beforehand. You don't know this, but you are.
Yeah, okay.
And then at 7:30 till 9:30 is going to be our live show. On stage, we're going to be doing all sorts of madness, interactive stuff like we did last time. And then from 9:30 onwards, we're going to be doing a scene each.
Yes.
For around 45 minutes each. Thereabouts.
Yes.
And it's going to be us showcasing what we do, because at the end of the day, we talk about it all the time, but you want to see it so you can see us in action doing our thing, our real thing. Don't drown, Mrs. G. I don't mean that kind of real.
Oh, that's what we do.
But, what we do, basically. And then after that, you can, mingle and do your own thing. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to sneeze live on TikTok.
But no, I'm excited for that.
Yeah. So if you're interested, you need to go to our website at thepathicellpodcast.co.uk and you can find the link to our tickets there. The tickets are, rhyme in memory on a Monday morning, 20 and 35, I think. So the 20 is just the show only, just for 2 hours. And then the other ticket is for the full experience, which is from 5 till 1 o'clock. It's quite a long time. And we're there the whole time, so you can bend our ear and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hopefully we'll see some of you there. The tickets have been released to our Patreons first. They've all swept in. But we do still have some left for everybody else. So hopefully we'll see some of you there. Right, we need a t-shirt competition, right?
I was just thinking of one then, yeah.
Okay, have you thought of one?
Nope.
Because I need to have a bite of this. No? You haven't thought of anything?
No, we're all just going to watch you have a bite of that.
No, I can't do that. That's really awkward watching these. Fucking hell. Right, the other big thing that's happened recently, we had our all-female event at Townhouse. I knew I was going to sneeze. You were to build it up. We had our all-female event at Townhouse. 137 ladies booked in. We did not everybody turned up because periods, baby sisters, all that, but still an awful lot.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant. I need to doff my cap to Mrs. G for pulling a blinder. She really, really did.
Yeah.
The lead up to the event, brilliant. All the little things she did out there and keeping everybody engaged. But actually on the night itself, I myself probably would have been quite overwhelmed with, 130 horny, bisexual, lesbian females in the room. I mean, it would have been equal measures, jumpy, bouncy excitement and being terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But she pulled it off. She did really, really well. Everybody had a great time, those games and all sorts. And then later on, it went off upstairs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well done, Mrs. G. And thank you to all of our ladies who came along to that night and made it brilliant. It was really, really good. And the next one is on, I don't know, end of May, last Friday in May. Tickets are already on sale.
I've
really
hardly
good.
seen her, you know.
I think
Since
she's been
Friday
in the whole
afternoon.
time, hasn't she? She's been in loads.
Because, she'd been at Ruby and then she had to clean the club after Ruby to get a couple of hours in.
Yeah.
I took the kids out in the morning so she could sleep. Got home, she went out, super buddied, and then I was at school at Kink.
Yeah.
And then this morning it was just like school run here.
So you're going to see her tonight?
Now my footy.
So are you actually going to see your wife?
Wednesday.
Oh my God,
She's
like a big
working
reunion.
Tuesday.
Oh, poor Mrs. G.
5 days of respite.
I know, yeah. Right then, we are going to cut off from YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for
TikTok.
joining us. It's YouTube, TikTok, because I'm not used to it. And I'm sorry that I've been restricted to some of you. It's all the snowflakes out there. Don't like the C word and call myself a dominatrix and stuff like that. If you want to carry on watching us, go over to patreon.com/Padasel podcast. Otherwise, this episode will be airing to the masses on Thursday. But we'd love for you to join us over on YouTube. So, head on over. Otherwise, we're going to go. Right, Dylan, how do I go? How do I stop live?
Is there a stop live button?
Is the stop live button? That makes it feel like
Let's
it's
use
different.
logic in
Is
this
there a
scenario.
giant
I'll
red
tell you
button
what
that
it
says
does do,
stop?
though. It says restriction at the very top of the screen, though.
Can I have a wee look?
Hang on, let me try and work it out myself.
Oh, do you know what it said? It comes up as a warning.
Well, yeah.
Consuming substances featured in this live could harm your health.
Is that why I was restricted?
Is it the monster?
I'm not in shot.
Oh, you're not.
Oh, you're
in
not?
shot?
Yeah,
It might have been that. It might have been that. Right, so we've been restricted because I was going to eat a yogurt bar and it's come up saying that featuring this may harm your health. It's up to 200 calories. It's got cashew and blueberry in it, so it's your 5 a day. So
Maybe if you're allergic to nuts.
restrict away because I'm going off. When I find the button. Okay, I think I know. Right, thanks everyone for joining us. All 7,000 of you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hang on. Is that how I do? Yeah. Bye.
That's likes, I think. So,
No, it's gone.
7.1k it is. I'm fucking sending it to the moon. You're not gone yet, mate. I'm still
I am.
tapping
I've
it.
gone. I have. I've definitely
Oh,
gone.
you're gone, yeah. Yeah, you're gone.
Definitely gone. Right then, so now that I'm not live on the talk tick, I'm going to have a little bite of my thing because, you know, when I sneeze like that after a cup of tea, it's because I need food. I'm going to vomit. I know that sounds really bad.
I fucking eat them.
I'll tell you in a minute. I'm so sorry. But it's a thing. It's a tannin thing. You've got on YouTube while I'm chewing. Fucking hell, right.
The usual
Fill the
bunch.
gap while I'm chewing, mate.
Sorry, I was doing a bit of
So we've got how many?
networking. 21.
Oh, okay.
21
Have
on
you
the
saying anything?
YouTubes. I haven't read it, to be fair. Give me a minute.
Honestly, fucking God.
You eat your biscuit.
The idea is that you're talking while I'm eating.
Yeah, I know. But
Okay, so
people keep thinking I'm Mrs. G.
I'll talk and eat.
I need to
Rude.
change the name on this account.
So, my thing with tannin, with me black tea, I've never been like this until a few years ago because I've drank black tea for all my life. But in the morning, if I don't have something to eat before my cup of tea, I vomit. The tannin hits my stomach and just makes me go. But it's not straight away. I have like a whole cup of tea. So it's like, I have a big mug at home. So, and then I'm like, oh God, I need to have something to eat. But if I'm not by food,
Yeah.
I throw up. It happened actually when we came here another time.
I think I remember that.
When we're up the road,
Yeah.
having a cup of tea, and I went,
Yeah.
sorry about that, I was just vomiting by the side of the shop.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
It's really horrible. But do you know what the sad fact is now? I'm so used to it. At one time, it wasn't that long ago, I'd be vomiting, I'd be like, I don't like it. Now I'm just like, wash and go. It happens that often now. It's bad, isn't it?
It makes me laugh so much uncontrollably when people balk.
Really?
Oh,
You should
it
do,
just-
Jimmy. Sorry, Jim.
It's like with Mrs. G, she's been on the Monjano thing this
Yeah.
week, but it makes her sick. Oh, fuck me. I've done nothing but laugh all fucking week.
Poor
Like,
Mrs. G.
she'll get up out of bed, she'll just go, "Ugh," it just sends me. I don't know why.
No.
It might be a trauma response from how much we used to drink when we were teenagers, but I don't know.
Well, so Jimmy got food poisoning on holiday the day before we were flying home. Right. Really bad food poisoning as well. It was at a club sandwich, and for years he couldn't eat a club sandwich. He just make him feel sick. But he'd had this, right? We were in the hotel room. You're in the toilet just over the way. And all I could hear was, like, he was like a pig. He was going, all this going on. And obviously, a little bit at the other end as well.
Yeah.
And I was like going, are you okay, love? Laughing my head off. Because as he was doing the balk, it was like doing like a piggy squeak.
Yeah.
I felt bad, but also it was really funny. I am so sorry, Jim. And I know we've talked about it since, and every single time I say sorry, but I still laugh at it.
Have you seen people do that challenge with the fish, the surströmming? Have you seen it, Dill?
No.
Surströmming, we've talked about this in episode 2 or 3 or
Yes,
something.
the Weird Food Museum. Yeah, well, apparently you can buy it, and
It's horrible.
I keep wanting to bring it in, but it stinks the studio out.
Barry, our friend, commented on our sour sweet reel and said, dear Ryan, I think he said, to bring in surströmming. Like, no, Barry. No.
I mean,
not live on a podcast.
If I can get clearance from Jacob.
No. It stinks. It will literally engulf the whole studio, and they have people in after us.
Yeah, but we've got a new studio soon, haven't we?
It doesn't matter. There's still people in after us, like today, for instance. Anyway, moving on to my segment. Have you got a t-shirt competition yet?
No, I'll ping it in.
Okay. And has anybody said anything on YouTube?
No, Pesh said the yogurt's throwing me as it's just another form of milk.
No, it's not. Not in a bar.
Oh, all right.
So if you have yogurt in a pot, it's sweetened, it has fruit in it, or it has nuts in it, or whatever. And even though it's got a creamy consistency, I can't taste the milk. It's sweetened.
Okay. There you go, Pesh.
Yeah. So with the yogurt bar, it's sweetened. It's got fruit and nuts and shit in it, so I can't taste it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it discombobulates a lot of people, that. But no, I can have that. I can have cheese and everything.
And John's just mentioned fermented shark.
Any food that has fermented.
Yeah. Means it's gone off.
Yeah, it should not be featured on our podcast. Or maybe it should. Right then, I am moving on.
Yeah, crack on.
Yeah. So, Dylan, we actually started about 20 past, was it?
We started at exactly 20 past. We were
Okay.
20 minutes in.
Okay. And we're doing 50 minutes.
Indeed.
So, good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a lady who piqued my interest, who I knew about anyway, but I didn't know enough about her. And so I'm going to talk to you about her now. As quickly as I possibly can, because I want to do another thing.
Okay.
But she's been sort of, she's not a mentor. I've never fucking met her. She's an influencer without even knowing it.
Oh, okay.
She's in her 90s and she lives in Paris. And she is one of the most well-known dominatrix in France still.
No way.
She still practices now.
No way.
She was born in 1930 and her name is Catherine Robe Grillet. I don't know if it's Robe or Rob. Robbe. Robe,
yeah,
Robbe.
maybe. Robbe.
Robbe, Grillet. So I'm just going to say Catherine. Okay. I'm not going to call her Mistress Catherine, because I don't know whether she's lady or mistress. She's just simply Catherine.
Catherine.
And, she does have, things she calls herself, but I think that is kept for those who actually serve her. I don't think she likes to be kept, called mistress by anybody else. But she's been around an awful long time, and I respect her because of how she practices and how close-quartered she is. She doesn't throw herself out there. She doesn't bow down to the social media hype. The way she holds and practices BDSM is something that I aspired to.
Got you. So is this someone you knew about for a while?
Yeah. But I didn't know exactly where she came from and how she got to where she was.
Got you.
And she has a really unusual relationship with a lady, and I wasn't too sure exactly what sort of relationship that was, whether it was a loving relationship or whether it was a DS.
Yeah.
So she was born in 1930 anyway, and in Paris to an Armenian family. So she grew up in post-war France, quite tumultuous times, but also a time of change and people really tapping into their creativeness and philosophical stuff. And as she was growing up, she was really, really creative. And she was captivated by surrealism, avant-garde movements, reshaping art and culture in the post-war world. And she had this real fascination with the written word and went on to write quite a lot of books.
Yeah.
I think it was like 1957. I would check back, but hang on. Yeah, 1957. Well, maybe that's when she got married. She got married then. But around that time, she released a book called L'Image. And it was a real contemporary work of art about the dynamic between a dominant and a submissive, but a person like herself who would switch between the two.
Got you.
So early days, she was quite submissive. And even though she knew all about dominance, she'd not found that side of her. So before she got married, she was quite submissive. And her writings and her creative side was from a submissive perspective. Even though she was submissive, though, she was still very intellectual. She was independent. She held her own. But in her private life, she had submissive tendencies. And she sought out relationships with people who would treat her as such, not disrespectfully, and not on a different level either, just as the submissive partner.
Yeah.
So she was really, really interested in those power dynamics and drawn to themes of discipline, authority, obedience, that kind of thing from the submissive persona. But it was only when she met and married her husband, Alain, that she really found this deep intellectual and artistic connection with him, and then was able to explore being a submissive even more. But the relationship was really, really complex, really complex. So even though they had a sexual relationship, it wasn't like a deep and meaningful sexual relationship. It happened here and there. I remember reading a quote from her at some point, and she said, if a relationship was measured by how many times she was penetrated by her husband, it would be pitiful. That was the word she used.
Wow.
But actually, she didn't mean it in a derogatory manner. What she meant was if it was measured by that, it would be pitiful. But it wasn't. The relationship was much deeper than that. It wasn't just about dominance and submission. They shared a creative philosophical life together. They pushed boundaries within the intellectualism.
Yeah.
And they shared a mutual respect of that. All of their married life, and she was married until 2008 when she died. And she talked very, very fondly about her relationship with her husband. He was a writer and filmmaker himself, Alain. I have got a picture, actually, Dylan, of her and Alain. I think it's called Catherine with Alain.
I'm just doing the competition now.
Oh, yeah, okay. And she wrote a book about Alain. Look how petite she is.
Yeah.
So this is something that I want to get across. She's tiny.
Yeah.
You know Mrs. Chloe, don't you?
Yeah.
Very similar to Mrs. Chloe in height and stature. Tiny little lady. But she doesn't allow her height to get in the way of her dominance. Quite the contrary, actually.
Chloe's terrifying.
Yeah. And, for people looking at her from the outside, not knowing who she is, she's just a little old lady. Little old lady.
Yeah.
But actually, she doesn't even need to open her mouth. She doesn't need to wield any kind of weapon. She doesn't need to stand up. She just is.
Yeah.
And I actually do a workshop in School of Kink, a class, and it's all about exuding power without even trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the fucking class is called. Sarah be shouting at me now, tell me what it is. It's called, oh fuck, I can't remember. But basically you walk into a room, art of presence. Thank you, Sarah. She's probably just been shouting at me.
I was going to say presence.
Art of presence. Yeah. And it's about being able to walk into a room, not even open your mouth, and hold the presence within that room.
Yeah.
And it's not even a big-headed way. It's just like, oh, here's Lady C.
It's not like an ego or nothing, is it? It's just a...
Oh, here's Lady C. And people want to come over and speak to you, or like, oh, this is going to be interesting because Lady C is in the room.
Sarah P's one.
What?
Sarah P one.
Ah, okay, you can tell me what it is in a minute. Yeah. She had this presence. She could hold the room. She could hold court and not even open her mouth. And there's not many people that can do it in the way that she did. But she only found this later on in her life because, like I say, she was submissive. But she met somebody one day who was a female dominant, and I think they had like a party or something like that, and she was being submissive to Elaine, and she saw this dynamic, and she was really drawn to it. She's like, I can do that. And so Elaine gave her permission to go and explore her dominant side. At the same time, though, she would submit to him. He did try and write her a contract at one point, and she was not happy with the contract at all. Reason being, it wasn't the detail of the contract. It was because if she fulfilled the items on this contract, she would be rewarded with money to go and spend on things as she wished.
Yeah.
And she saw that as a weakness.
Right.
She said, if I'm going to submit to you, and I'm going to do all these things for you, I don't want to be rewarded. My reward is your happiness. And I heard this from my submissive. I was like, I want to get you something nice for your birthday. No, I don't want anything. My pleasure and my happiness is seeing you happy and giving you pleasure.
Got you.
And so when he wrote this contract and said, get this monetary return, she didn't like disrespect him at all, but she was a bit like, that's not our dynamic. Where the fuck's that come from?
Yeah.
Where's this come from all these years? I don't want to pay him for it. I just want to make you happy. So it was around this time that she went off and really embraced the dominant side while switching submissive, but only ever with her husband. She would never trust anybody else to go and do that.
Got you.
But it was a good way of a bit of escapism and blowing off a bit of steam, because it's hard work being dominant, as you know.
Yeah.
So over the years, she built up her skills as a sadomasochist, basically. As well as building up a literary repertoire. She's got quite a lot out there, and it's all to do with BDSM, especially the sadomasochism dynamic.
Yeah.
And she does it in a beautiful way. I've read it. I've read L'Image. And it is about the journey of a female dominant who weaves her way through dominance and submission effortlessly. In the early days, a little bit of battle.
Yeah.
But being able to just switch between the both, but questioning, healthy questioning.
Yeah.
But it's done in a really nicely poetic way.
And they both come natural, I suppose.
Very.
Yeah.
The way it's written is really nice. She's got a really nice way about her. So, look it up by all means. Her work is out there. It is in French. I think it has been, translated into English on Audible or one of those.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, one of those. So let's talk a little bit about her dominance. She's got this chateau. When Elaine died, he left her their chateau. And I don't want to call it a den of iniquity, because it makes it sound a lot less than what it is. It's this big, grand French chateau where they would hold parties for invited guests who were into the scene. Quite eyes wide shut, but in a much more classy, less Hollywood way. Yeah? When Elaine died, she continued to run these parties. She ran the parties before as a dominant, and she continued to do so. She only ever submitted to Alan in private, so she didn't ever take part in these parties as a submissive herself. But it was very much what you'd expect in your vivid imagination, what these sort of BDSM parties might actually be about. So they would be for invited guests only. It's a 17th century chateau. It was called, Mesnil-u-Gran in Normandy.
Oh.
Yeah, Mesnil-u-Gran, yeah. And she had a gathering of dominatrices, yeah, who were unnamed apart from one. And they were well known in Paris at the time, but nobody knew that they had alter egos.
Oh, okay.
And there was this sort of spoken and unspoken agreement between everybody in attendance that they would not release information about who was involved, as we do now. What happens in townhouse stays in townhouse, and you do not share the information about who attended. And if we do, it's pseudonyms. Like I've just said, Mrs. Chloe before. That's not her real name.
No.
So she had the same sort of thing. She had about 6 dominants who she shared these parties with, and they were all very classy. However, they were all under her. She was the matriarch. And they didn't bow to her in a submissive way, but they bowed to her greater knowledge, her wisdom, her age, her magnificence, if you like. And it was self-proclaimed, but not in a big-headed kind of way. It was after years of gaining this respect and building a craft fine-tuning her craft. So people put her on this pedestal because she was so good, but she embraced the pedestal.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying by any means I am anything like Catherine, but I've been around a while and people put me on a pedestal. I'm pretty uncomfortable on that pedestal, I can't lie. Even though, I appreciate that gratitude and what people, say about me, it's still a little bit like...
Imposter syndrome.
It is, even after 20 years, imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
But I'm similar in the sort of way of I'm okay to sort of I'm getting okay at accepting the fact that I am being put up there as a matriarch because I am older and I know my stuff and I've been around a while. People come to me all the time for advice, all the time. Literally this morning it was happening and yesterday. And I don't mind. It's because I am this font of knowledge and experience and stuff. And so I'm seen as old brigade, matriarchal. Catherine was the same, but obviously a lot more decades under her belt. So these other mistresses who were under her didn't mind that. It was a privilege to be part of her pack.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
To be tutored and mentored by her was this ultimate thing.
Honour.
And she never charged for anything that she did. All the submissives that came to her chateau never got charged.
Yeah.
Never. All of the mistresses never got charged for their education that they gained. This is where this contract with her husband came in, why she was so pissed off. It shouldn't be a monetary agreement, she says. It should be something that mutual parties agree to do, a free will with no money exchanging hands. It's a respectful contract, if you like, between the two, engaging in these BDSM activities with consent.
Yeah.
There's no money.
Yeah.
These were illustrious affairs. They almost had a ritualistic feel about it. They were meticulously curated. She had servants around, but they weren't necessarily part of the actual scenes. They were part of the set.
Got you.
But had a defined role. Yeah. There would be servitude, submission. There would be rituals of new slaves being brought into the fold.
Yeah.
And there was a rite of passage, but it wasn't shedding blood and all that.
Yeah.
But they would be wrapped in garments and then released from the garments, released from their life into this fold, this new pack. There's lots about it. And actually, I don't feel like I want to go into too much detail about the ceremony. Even reading about it, I felt slightly intrusive.
Yeah. Slightly
disrespectful talking about it because it feels so sacred and special and small within the confines of this small gathering of people. So I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But what I will say, it was highly structured, very ceremonial. There was this hushed reverence about it around the participants, but also about the atmosphere, what she'd created in the chateau. It was opulent, it was grand, it was theatrical. She brought her writing, her literacy, her poetry into her scenes. It was almost artistic, right, in the way she was putting it across. Now, I have started doing some performance-related BDSM. I did it recently with my fibre optic floggers, and I'm putting something together at the moment which is artistic to music and lights and choreographed.
Yeah.
I feel like hers was similar, but not with all the lights and cameras and everything. It was more about words and art.
Well, yours is like a modern day version of it, I suppose.
Very much, yeah. Now, she's got this special relationship with a lady called Beverly. She's in her 50s. Now, Catherine is, she was born in 1930. So what does that make her now? 95?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So Beverly is in her 50s. I think she's not too far off my age. And I have got a picture of Catherine and Beverly together, please, Dylan. Okay.
Hey.
Look at her there. She's quite an old lady there. It's a very recent photograph.
Hell,
She's
you wouldn't
tiny.
fuck with her, would you?
She looks so frail.
You would not fuck with her, though.
But you just know that she means business.
Oh, yeah. She's a world of pain.
But look how Beverly's looking at her.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to try, I know we haven't got loads of time, but I wanted to try and understand the relationship that Catherine and Beverly still have. Because it's as complicated as a marriage.
We could recreate that photo.
With you in it? Are you going to wear a dress?
I would.
Would you really?
For a laugh.
There's
yeah.
loads of these things that we could do, you know. We're
Oh,
making
we-
notes
we-
of all this, you know.
We should have a day of that, you know.
Yeah.
The next content night at Townhouse.
Oh, I've got ideas for next content night anyway.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
we should just do a load of
yeah.
reenactments.
Yeah, like reenacting artistic works, you know, like just me and you being dickheads. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like the guy with the top hat and the apple on his head, but you with like shades and your BDSM garb, or a gas mask and a top hat and an apple.
And a Montrax cap.
Yeah. All that. Anyway, Catherine and Beverly, sidetracked.
Yeah.
So, Beverly, she's South African. She's, I think she's a sonographer.
Oh, yeah.
Could be making that up. Sorry, Beverly, if that is wrong. Sorry, I plucked that from somewhere. And she is also into the creative arts. Very, very, very creative, intelligent lady and beautiful. Fiery red hair. She's single. She is heterosexual. And she is monogamous. Right?
Yeah.
Catherine, she is bisexual. And she is non-monogamous. So all the time that she was married to Alain, she was monogamous in her submission, but she was not monogamous in her sexual relationship.
Yeah,
because if you remember what I said before, she didn't have sex with Alain very often. She said if it was measured on the time she had sex, it would be a pitiful relationship. But it wasn't. Sex was not important to her and her husband. So she sought sex from other people, male and female, and so did Alain. Alain did the same thing.
Got you.
And with mutual, you know, they both knew about it. It was totally sound. I can't say they were swingers because they didn't wife swap and they weren't in the same room that they have to be. But it was just this non-monogamous open relationship that they had to fulfill the needs that they had that the other couldn't fill. But they still enjoyed what they had together. And I just got the feeling that their relationship was fucking solid, man.
Yeah.
Solid. It wasn't based on sex. It was just based on this honesty and openness. And I really, really like it. When I was reading about the relationship, I was like, nice. But with Beverly, I also get the impression that it's non-sexual because Beverly is straight.
Got you. So it has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, thank you. I know there's things as forced by and stuff like that. That is not factoring here.
Yeah.
So Catherine brought her into the fold as her submissive.
Yeah.
And what happened, Beverly was with her partner at this function. I can't remember what the function was now. A lot of this is coming from my memory. I'm really sorry. And Beverly had done some submission before, not really embraced it, didn't really think about having a female partner as such. And then she saw Catherine, this little wee lady in black in a frock. And there was just something about her and she was drawn to her. And she couldn't explain why she was drawn to her, but she was. And she went over and started speaking to her. It was out of character for her to do this. And immediately she just struck her as this lady she had to get to know. She just had to. She had this profound connection with her. And so Catherine, and they started having this friendship, brought her into the fold, and she started being a submissive. And Beverly has said that this relationship she has, it's a friendship relationship. They have mutual respect, although it's a DS dynamic.
Yep.
She will do anything for Catherine. Unquestionably anything. Literally anything.
Yeah.
Catherine would not ask her to do anything beyond her boundaries, though. This is mutual respect. They share art, creativeness, just time together. But she is her slave.
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah.
But it's not like shackles and chains. She is collared. I think I remember reading somewhere they solidified the relationship in 2018. Reading between the lines, I think she was collared.
Yeah.
But I just find the relationship really beautiful. This older lady with this beautiful dominance about her. There's nothing contrary about her. There's nothing forced. She hasn't got an ego. She just is. And Beverly just admires her. And there's just this beautiful connection between them both. And the photo that I flashed up before, Beverly's looking up at her. And there's this love, monogamous friendship love.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed reading about their relationship. And it made me respect Catherine all the more. So just to bring this to an end, Catherine, to me, she's in her 90s. She's still very much alive in her spirit.
Of course,
when you see pictures of it, we've actually got a picture of it on her own with like a headscarf, please, Dylan. Look at it.
Fuck off. She's not 90
That's a really recent photograph. And it looks like she's got false teeth, but the good false teeth. For those who are watching, she's got like a little turban type headgear on. She's got like chiffon gloves, little like oval shaped glasses, a beautiful smile. She's very petite. I don't know exactly how tall she is. I think she's about 5 foot and she's probably about 7 foot wet. But when I see pictures of her standing up, she just holds her head, not high, just at the right, straight looking at you, chin slightly higher. And she just holds her shoulders back. And what she's chosen to wear is immaculate. It's pressed, it's clean. You can tell she smells nice. The attention to detail. She exudes this beautiful dominance as a 95-year-old lady with little effort. And she really loves the people around her. She loves her submissives. She loves her life. She respects all them people that bow to her, but she doesn't take that bowing as like, you all below me. It's like an appreciation of our family. And yet I am the matriarch. I am the head of this family, but we're all doing this together. This is our dynamic. My God, I really, really, really loved reading more about her. And I do take a lot of inspiration from Catherine myself in the way that I practice, in the way I hold myself as a dominant when I'm at the likes of Whimper and, at different events, when I'm a female dominant. I try and hold myself with humility and grace. I mean, I know I've got a potty mouth, but when I'm hitting people and all that, I always remember this is a person, and I try and have a relationship, this sort of thing, two-way thing with them. Even with someone that I don't really know very well, I still have this connection, and I remember at all times this is a person, and it reminds me of her and how she respects the people around her.
It sounds very familiar from what you were saying. Like I was picturing you. And the way she holds herself and how she dresses as well. I mean, I'm not perfect today. It's fucking Monday morning, slide and stop. But, I always try and make sure when I'm lazy, see my clothes are clean, I've got nice jewellery and all that. It's attention to detail. And when you walk into a room and you want to, give off that presence, it's those sort of things. Yeah, it is.
And it's not like ego. It's just being comfortable in your skin as a dominant. And, being okay with slightly being up there where people put you. I'm getting to grips with it. So, Catherine, I doff my cap to you. She's one lady, and she probably hasn't got an awful long left in this world, but I'm telling you now, she's still running these parties and making the fucking most of it.
You go, girl.
Yeah, absolutely marvellous she is. So there you go, Catherine, Robe and Grillet.
Quick one, in the YouTube comments, a few people have said now, we should do a Padded Cell podcast calendar.
Ooh, like pictures?
Yeah.
Oh, hell, what would be on them pictures?
Should we brainstorm on?
Right, while I'm chomping on me restriction-worthy bar on TikTok, what was the competition and why did Sarah win?
The competition was, how many dragon tails do I own? And the clue was, it's more than floggers.
Oh.
What number would you put
dragon
on
tail's
it?
your favourite thing, do you think?
Yeah, I think, yeah, they are.
I think you've got 8.
Close.
9.
Less.
7.
Less.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've only got 4 floggers.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually remember that from the one that you did, the competition you did.
It's a sin,
when I had
that,
75 or something.
Len's a fucking flogger. But
Right.
Space for more.
So, Sarah P.
Sarah P.
She won the t-shirt.
Yeah. But she's in shit now.
Why?
Because hubby's going to know she's watched the episode without her. You're in shit, love.
Sarah, you always watch it together in the night time? That's proper cunty.
It's terrible, that, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm so giving you loads next time I see you in the club, girl.
I reckon we turn up at Sarah's house with a big banner, t-shirt competition winner. Set a load of fireworks off.
Brilliant. Right then. So, how long have we got? Not an awful lot.
No.
Okay, I'm going to do our Fisher's Factoid. I'm really sorry I haven't done our dangly bit today. It was actually going to be about our paranormal investigation we did at the club the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we do the dangly bit or should we do a fetish factoid? People like fetish factoids, don't they?
Yeah.
Fetish factoid. Okay, I'll tell you about the paranormal night another time. I know Rob was looking forward to hearing about it. Sorry, my love, but, you know, I've been gabbing too much about Catherine and that was all interesting.
Yeah.
It's my show, you know, whatever. Do you know what them days today for me, I think, isn't it? It's a sex night tonight, can you tell?
Are you fired up? Is that why you're fired up?
I've not sex for a week. I've not been a bit poorly.
Fucking hell.
So,
good help, Jim.
Yeah, Jim's getting nailed to the wall tonight. Anyway, fetish factoid. Okay, this was a last minute thing. Is Earl watching us?
Earl is in, yeah. I've seen him popping up.
Earl.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I suppose, you know what, before I do that, hello to all our Patreons.
Hey, Patreons.
Our new Patreons. I've got 5 new ones, but Dylan's just done that, so I'll say hello next time.
I was waving at the Patreons.
Oh, were you?
That was for me.
Hang on then, because there's only 5, and I want to say a proper hello to you. Not only 5, didn't mean that in a derogatory way, you know what I mean? There's only 5, so I've got time. I'm waffling because I'm looking at my phone. Hang on. Hold the line. Hold the line! Okay, so hello to Eloise, Helen, Matthew, his naughty Lil, and Ashley. Right, his naughty Lil. I know you.
Who'd you know?
His naughty Lil. This person comes to our club and was going to go into the same career as me years ago. You know her.
Do I?
Yeah, anyway. Right,
Hi.
So, fetish factoid. This is inspired by Earl. Last night, me and Earl were chatting on Patreon.
Yeah.
And I said, hope you're having a nice evening. And I said, I'm just polishing my notes for today.
Yeah.
And he went, get the Mr. Sheen out. And Mr. Sheen, for those who aren't in the UK or somewhere, doesn't sell Mr. Sheen. It's polish for your furniture.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went, that's just inspired me, Earl, for my fetish factoid. Mr. Sheen.
Yeah.
Servitude.
Yeah.
Servitude, yeah. That's my fetish factoid.
Okay.
Servitude.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk a little bit about why people are into servitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like service submission, stuff like that.
Well, like just washing dishes and wearing a maid outfit and making tea and stuff like that. Yeah. So when we think about servitude, we don't really think about eroticism and sex very much, do we? It's about fulfillment, structure, personal identity as a servant, that kind of thing. Very, very rarely do you get anything sexual from servitude. In the club, we have loads of service subs who like to wash dishes, and we have like service bell. Yeah. At Whimper. Yeah. We have 6 of them. And like ding, 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 and the service bitches come over running. Yeah. With one I used to have a little maid outfit on. And they just love it. They just love to serve, support, provide in a structured way. And it can take many forms: performing household chores, errands, taking on personal assistant-like responsibilities. I need a fucking PA. Honestly, if anybody wants to be my PA. No strings attached though. So no blowjobs. I'm not giving you nothing else in return. I'm not an escort. And there's no money. And, you know, I can be a bit of a cunt sometimes, but the good days outnumber the bad. Okay. Yeah. Then going back to our thing, engaging in acts of submission where the joy comes from obedience and order. This was my ex-sub.
Yeah.
He liked the obedience and order. He wanted to be obedient to me. He wanted to please me. And he cared about me, not in a loving sexual way, although I think maybe that came later on. I've talked about that before. Yeah. One of the reasons I think we might have drifted, I think possibly maybe there were some feelings that were unrequited, and he always knew they'd be unrequited. Yeah. But I think when you're so close to somebody for so long and he respected me, like Catherine, I suppose, you build up feelings, and I don't think you knew what to do with them. Yeah. But he knew they were unrequited, you know? But with this, there's very little physical pleasure or emotional pleasure. It's literally just, I want to do your dishes. Oh, this is great. This is like my dream thing ever. So, I mean, it's always been around, though. It's not a new thing. Historically, we've always had, like, knights that pledged servitude to their lords. Yeah. Samurai swore loyalty. And attendants in royal courts, fulfilling the needs of the rulers and stuff like that. They weren't forced. In the Victorian era, you got butlers, maids, and even though they were paid, they weren't paid a lot, but they took a lot of pride
Some people just want to do
a lot of pride. They grew up and wanted to serve.
Yeah.
You know, my sub would have been a brilliant maid, not a butler, too feminine.
Yeah.
A brilliant maid, and would have done it unquestionably. And yeah, I can see back in the day in Victorian times, he would have aspired to be a maid. So they view the service as a form of identity. Rather than an oppression. And so in the modern world, it sort of manifests itself now into BDSM, whereas in years ago it would have been a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it would be slavery, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if it was put out there the way it was.
Yeah.
So just to go over it again, structure and order, making people feel at peace when you're given clear instructions and expectations. The service sub can provide a sense of stability. To themselves. Active devotion. This is a big thing. Service subs are so devoted. I've even seen some subs on the floor looking up to their master or mistress with devotion. You can literally see devotion, but there's no sex and relationship in that sense. It's just a dominant submissive devotion. Yeah. Relinquishing control is the big one. We've talked about it loads. Stressful job. Go into the club, just tell you what to do for an hour because I just can't be doing with having control of everything.
Yeah.
Personal identity and fulfillment. It can provide a deep sense of belonging and meaning. We have a lot of people in our community who are on the spectrum, neurospicy, and can't seem to find a place elsewhere because they feel like they don't fit. And so they come into events like ours and they find loads of other people who are neurospicy, and they find a place. And then when they go into submission and servitude, that's when they feel belonging.
Yeah.
Then, yeah. So why is it not always sexual? It just isn't. For them, they get enough physical pleasure, good hormones, from the caretaking, the devotion and the purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love it if, like, seeing Jimmy doing the dishes gave me a wide on. But it doesn't.
A clitty on.
I need a bit more than that. But some people just like to watch the servant or slave and vice versa.
Yeah, yeah.
And it gives them a bit of a wet on, but not for me. I need more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
I need to see Willie.
Would they do it tonight though? Because it's been a week.
Seeing Jimmy wash the dishes.
With the marigolds on.
I mean, if you had nothing on and an erection.
Just the marigolds, yeah.
Just the marigolds.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jim, lace it on and bring the marigolds out, love. See what you can do with them. On that bombshell,
unclog the drain.
Are going.
From
this, we're going straight on to a little Patreon special.
Yeah.
And then we're going to record the next episode. Quick piss pause. So, if you're binge watching, put the kettle on. We'll see you in 5. If not, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
And there we have it. Another day made better by listening to the Curators of Chaos. Thanks for dropping by. And if you enjoyed the show, we'd really appreciate you sharing the Love the Paddysell podcast with your friends. Don't forget to give us a follow on our socials, maybe some 5-star reviews, and feel free to send us an email to medic@thepaddysellpodcast.co.uk or even interact with us on Facey, Insta and our other socials because we love chatting to you. Make sure you stop by next week because, as Bowie says, I don't know where I'm going next, but I promise it won't be boring. Catch you soon.